A lot of traders don't know how to trade the USDJPY. They just pick it up on their price action and begin to trade it. In this video, I'm going to show you important things to pay attention to, some basic facts about USDJPY as to help you know how to trade it properly on your price action. And this is very important for all forex traders, most especially USDJPY traders. So watch the video all the way to the very end. The first thing here is some basic facts about USDJPY. And the first one here is we must have to understand that USDJPY is the second most traded currency next to the Euro USD. And why this is very important is that when you are trading, you want to trade a currency pair that have good liquidity, because liquidity is what causes volatility. So if market is very volatile as a result of liquidity in that very currency pair, then that means you should be seeing good movement up and down, be it in a bear or bull market. And this is very important. So USDJPY is the second most traded currency in the forex market. And the second thing here is the USDJPY respond greatly to the US dollar news than the JPY. Most people don't know this very one right here, that if you want to look at the news, let's say you are taking your news from Forex Factory or investing.com, and the particular news for the day have been taken out and it turned out to be a US dollar news. That US dollar news is tend to affect the market, that is USDJPY market, more than a JPY news for the day. And this is so important. Why? Because if you already know that the US dollar news is going to impact the market more than the JPY news for the same day, then you should pay attention or give more attention to the US dollar news more than you do to the JPY news. And this is super important. The third thing here is what we call risks on, that is positive sentiment. It is very important for us to understand that if the market is positive, let's say for example the US stock is positive, everything is going to the upside, the market is very bullish, then USDJPY is going to be very bullish as well. This is so important. Why? Because this is how you should trade it. If you see a positive sentiment in the market, maybe the US stock is very positive or the commodity market is very positive, market is moving all the way to the upside, then that means the USDJPY is going to be positive. Market is going to move all the way to the upside. If you look at it very well in this very price action right here, it is covered that around this very point, that was around September, October last year, 2024, the market began to move all the way to the upside on USDJPY. Why? Is because the stock market began to make significant increase, which is a positive sentiment as well. And the market have been like this for the past few months before we see this very drop to the downside. And why this is important is because if market is positive, the stock market is moving all the way to the upside, commodity market is moving upward, and there is positive sentiment everywhere, then the USDJPY is going to move up. That means you should be paying attention to buying the market rather than selling the market on the long term. And this is super important. The next thing here is negative sentiment. That's what we call risk off. Why this is also important is that it affects the USDJPY greatly as well. Because if the market is negative, we see negative data, negative sentiment, then it means that USDJPY is going to come all the way to the downside. The market is going to be bearish. And why this is important? Because it gives you a clue that the market is going to come back down. So therefore, look for sell opportunity on the long term. And if you know this, it should prepare you for a sell position rather than a buy position in the market. Look at the price action right here as well. It is covered that around this very area, that was this year, January, around this very area, market begin to drop all the way to the downside. Why? If I should ask you, why is the market coming all the way to the downside? Just few traders will have an answer to this very question. And the reason is because there is a negative sentiment in the market. What is a negative sentiment? About the tariffs. The tariffs is causing a lot of negative sentiment in the market. So therefore, for the fact that the USDJPY is risk off negative, it means that the USDJPY pair is going to come all the way to the downside. So therefore, you don't look for buy opportunity, especially in the long time. You look for sell opportunity because it's going to come all the way to the downside. As far as this tariff or trade war, as you may call it, is already dragging on. So negative sentiment, for example, the tariff come in around this very area in January, and you can see the tariff is still on. Market is already coming all the way to the downside, and the market from where it is right here is going to still come back down because this was just a temporary pause or retracement, while market is going to continue in this very direction. And this is very important. You need to pay attention to this. The next one is US yield, the stock market and US data. If you look at the 10 years US yield, it is discovered that it correlates very well with the USDJPY. So pay attention to it. And then the US stock, when the US stock is booming, when there is bullish sentiment, the market is moving upward, everything is parabolic, it means that USDJPY is going to move upward as well. Look for buy opportunity. Market is moving upward. The bulls are in the market, which means don't sell the market, especially in the long term. If you're a counter trend trader, you can sell the market. That is up to you. But on the long term, since the US stock is booming, don't sell the market. Look for a buy position upward for USDJPY, and this is very important. And also the US data. If the US data is positive, like I said earlier, please look for buy position on the long term, especially when it comes to interest rate decision. Market is going to move upward on USDJPY. This is a basic fact that you can use to trade USDJPY, which is very important, and this is going to help you in your trading methodology. If you want to trade the USDJPY very well, then there are 4 things you must pay attention to. The first one here is USDJPY range or consolidate, then big move. That is, you will see the market move upward, then consolidation, then another big move all the way to the upside. It does not move like other currency pair that move up, then big retracement, move up, big retracement. It does not move like that. It move, then consolidate, then big move all the way to the upside. Or it move down, consolidate, then big move all the way to the downside. And this is very important. The next one is USDJPY correlate with the Dow. If you take a look at the Dow chart, you discover that the USDJPY have a great correlation with the Dow chart. Look at the Dow chart here. Market has been coming all the way to the downside, especially this very year since January 2025 right here. Market has been coming all the way to the downside, and the same thing we see on USDJPY since January around this very area. Market has been coming all the way to the downside. So there is a great correlation between the Dow and USDJPY. So if the Dow is coming all the way downward, then it means that the USDJPY have capacity to come down as well. So if you are looking for a sell opportunity, that would be a nice idea rather than looking for a buy opportunity when the Dow is coming all the way to the downside on the USDJPY pair. And the next one is the USDJPY aligned with the US 10 years yield, and this is very important. There is an important correlation between the US 10 years yield and the USDJPY, which if you take a look at that very chart, it discover that there is a smooth correlation, which means a buy for the USDJPY if the US 10 years yield is moving upward, then a sell for the USDJPY if the 10 years yield is coming all the way to the downside. And lastly on this note is long-term trade. Since we know that the USDJPY have capacity of moving, then ranging before big move, it will be also wise to consider some of your position to be long-term. What that means is, if you see the USDJPY move upward a little bit and then begin to consolidate, wait for a breakout and take a trade long-term, because it do move with big moves after every consolidation, especially on the long term. These are key things you must have to pay attention to if you really want to trade the USDJPY very well in your price action. Consider supporting this channel by leaving a like for this video, subscribe right now if you have not, and turn on the bell notification for more Forex videos like this one. Also check the channel for all that Forex content. Join our Telegram channel, the link in the description of this very video and also in the pinned comment for more forex analysis and fundamental update. That is very important. Link in the description. And if you want to watch more videos, check this video right here. It's going to help you. And check this video out as well. It's going to help you greatly. Thanks for your support.